Great. Firstly, Vidya, thank you so much for joining me in this conversation. It's wonderful to speak to you.
My pleasure entirely.
And how has the lockdown been so far for you?
Actually, no complaints whatsoever, yeah. And
Okay.
for the past couple of weeks, I feel like the lockdown has eased up for me personally because I've started promotions. Initially, I was doing it from home. Now I'm stepping out to office and doing it. I'm meeting my team daily. So at least there's some semblance of, normalcy. Because otherwise, I'm just sitting in one place and promoting the film. But the lockdown was fine. Tried
Okay.
lots of new things, cleaned a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's,
watched a lot.
oh, okay. Lovely. So I guess hopefully things will get back to normal soon. Uh,
Yes.
so getting to your film, Shakuntala Devi, a biopic once again, but of course very different from Dirty Picture. Shakuntala Devi was of course a mathematical genius. She wowed the world. So what fascinated you about this role?
When Anu Menon first came to me, I thought that, okay, she wants to make a biopic on the mathematical genius. That itself is qualification enough,
Right.
honestly, because she's known as a human computer. She's in the Guinness book. So I was like, yeah, great. But when she began to tell me more about her life, about her personality, I was struck. It was like I really felt like this was a story waiting to be told on celluloid. Because there's so much inherent drama in terms of ups and downs and, you know, just how she went about living, how she was a woman way ahead of her time. And that is a large source of the conflict in the film. I said, great, let's do it. Because there are so many layers to her.
Right.
She's so much more than, I can't say just being a genius because it's a big thing, but I'm saying she's so much more than being the genius also. That's what was fascinating for me. And just to get into the skin of um, that person,
Hmm.
I've always wondered what geniuses must be like. And this was like, wow, she's also blood and bones. you know she
That's
breathes, she eats, she you know what I mean,
right.
especially someone who calculates faster than the computer. You're wondering whether they function differently, they're made differently, and then I realized that no, actually, they're not very different from you, but and yet they're so different.
Right. So, how easy or tough was it to capture the essence of this role?
I'd say it was challenging for sure because, you know, she enjoyed maths. She enjoyed taking maths to people.
Hmm.
She enjoyed rattling off those answers like that and impressing you and seeing that, awestruck expression on people's faces. And she engaged with her audiences. She loved the attention. She loved being on stage. She loved the applause. So, but importantly, in her maths shows, I found that I almost found a magic show like quality in it. Obviously, because people couldn't figure how the hell she did what she did. And yet there was a flair, there was a flourish to it. And I said, oh, everything else we were, I knew that, we would get to, but this maths show bit it was making me a bit nervous. But thankfully, Anu Menon and me, we went through videos and spoke about it a lot and finally arrived at how to approach it.
Right. Were there any similarities at all, do you think, did you find between you and Shakuntala Devi herself as you played this role?
I almost feel awkward when someone asks me that because I'm like, how can I say there are similarities between a genius and me? But
Oh, but she was a woman as well, so
no, no,
there's.
of course. Um, but I think the biggest similarity I found, while there were other things also that when I was going through the script, I was like, oh, this is how I'd react. But I don't want to get into those instances because then I'll be giving away things about the film.
Okay.
But I think what struck me was that she wanted to live every moment to the fullest. I think I have that. I have that. I'm constantly looking for reasons to smile and be happy and just to live out the moment, even if it's a lazy moment. Give into that laziness fully. Though she was far from lazy considering all that she accomplished in her life. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Because she was supposed to be fun loving as well, and you were supposed to be really fun on set. So
Supposed to be.
yeah, that's what I read. So
No. I think I just like having fun on set because, we're together for 2 months. I like to get to know people. I just like for a nice positive atmosphere on set, and most importantly, I'm interested in people. So I think um, that's what is the crux of it all, because then I'm trying to tease people and break the ice, and just because then 2 months go by like that and you don't even realize it. But she was fun loving, and that's not something you associate with
yeah,
someone who likes maths. Forget a genius. You just, because all of us have this perception that maths is a bit distant as a subject, and therefore anyone who likes it would also be like distant, reclusive, inaccessible, and all of that. But she was none of that. Yeah, she was like, she laughed loudly. That's a similarity we share. That I know that I laugh loudly, and she laughed loudly, and she teased people. Apparently, in her shows, sometimes uh, she would say, "I want the five most good looking men to come up on stage, uh, to help me with this equation." For whatever
yeah.
she'd I guess explain steps to people and all that. And so she was fun. I think that was a revelation, because I kept thinking that, oh, someone who likes maths has to be dry and boring, even though I like maths, huh? So I don't know, but I guess it's that general perception that, oh, maths, it's
But
a
were
bit
you good at math
intimidating.
in school and stuff?
Yeah, I was good. I guess comes with the territory being maybe being a Palakkad here. So far, I haven't met a single who's not good at maths. So I feel like I was probably lower, on that food chain, but I was still decent, above
Okay.
average.
So one of the other interesting things about you is that you always choose a particular perfume for a role, and
Yeah,
you chose Dior Spice for this particular film, and for
yeah,
playing
spice blend.
Spice Blend. Okay. So why did you choose that particular perfume?
You know, it's sometimes it's guided by the personality. Sometimes it's just something to do with the film. Because what I realized early on in my career is that when I use a perfume during the film, at any other point of time outside the film, when I use the same perfume, I get transported to the film. So I said, oh, you know, this is a good association to you to exploit. So that's when I started doing this. And Spice Blend, because, actually for Shakuntala Devi, I went through quite a few perfumes. I couldn't decide which one, because given the fact that she must have been using it 50 years ago, and she was traveling the world, so she must have picked up stuff from there. But finally, what I decided on Spice Blend was because I feel like she is a blend of spices.
Hmm.
You know,
Okay.
there is that what is a word? There is um that when a spice bursts into your mouth, that feeling. I'm not able to get the word for it, but that's the feeling when I started prepping for the film. I felt like everything was like a revelation for me. Every time you eat a wasabi, for example, the way your senses just open up, that is what was happening to me. So I said, okay, Spice Blend seems to be the perfect one.
Okay, awesome. Now, this is your first OTT release as well, right? It's your
Yeah.
first digital release, and of course, the promotions are similar to the theatrical. And are you looking forward to it, and or is it a different experience for you?
It's a different experience because, one, there's no pressure um, of how the film fares at the box office on the
Right.
weekend.
Yeah.
But having said that, finally, even what those numbers tell you is how many people have watched your film and how much people are liking your film. That's something that I still want to do.
Hmm.
But in these given circumstances, I think it's great that we're going to be releasing on Amazon Prime because people are sitting at home. People are, you know, most families are together at home. And this is a family film. So yes, the experience is different even of promoting it. Yes, I'm getting ready. I'm doing interviews. I'm, doing 20, 22, 25 interviews sometimes. But the point is I'm not traveling. There are no television appearances
Yeah.
on reality shows and things like that. So yeah, it is different.
Are you enjoying it?
Yes, I am. I always enjoy talking about my work,
Yeah.
especially here, there's so much to talk about in this case. So I'm very excited and I'm meeting so many people after ages, For 4 months, it was just my husband and me at home. And I'm not complaining, but it's
Yeah.
nice to chat with everyone now.
So, what did your family say after watching the film? I'm presuming that they would have seen it.
No, no, they haven't seen it. We're all going to watch it, on the 31st, separately everywhere, but at the same time. So
Right.
hopefully, we'll still feel like it's a shared experience.
Okay. Speaking about your cinema, you've kind of carved a niche for yourself. You forged your own path. You do just one film a year. Is this a conscious decision that you've taken?
Yeah, I think, I need a lot of time in between films because I feel when I do a film, it's all consuming. So I need to just do nothing for a while after that. And then I travel a bit. And invariably, it so happened that, sometimes I have to tell you, I said yes to 3 films last year, 3 films to be shot this year. And so I'm telling myself that the universe is saying you do one film a year, it's perfect for you. Don't plan so many. But jokes apart, I just think that I like that pace of work. It gives me the time to do other things in life, even if it's just being, so I can replenish my system and then go back, approach another role.
Right. You've done many women-centric roles as well in your career. Would you call yourself a feminist?
I definitely think I'm a feminist work in progress because I don't think that can be an absolute.
Hmm.
Maybe a few generations down the line, they'll be able to call themselves feminists. But yeah, I think I am, in my understanding of feminism, I am a feminist.
Okay. And in each of these roles, has it helped you evolve as a person and grow
For
as a
sure.
okay?
For sure. I think every role um, does something for you. Like I've always felt like the roles I choose are reflective of my current state of mind. Maybe it's like Shakuntala Devi, I think, is a further push to live life exactly the way I want to. While I think I'm already doing that, I think it set me free a little more. And I
Okay.
think every role does that.
Okay. So, what are the kind of roles you're looking forward to playing, going forward?
I have no clue, Lata. I just feel that, I'm actually not very inventive or imaginative. So I leave that to the writers and they come up with better ideas than I can ever hope to. So I just hope that the best stories and roles come to me. That's it.
Okay. And I did want to ask you about Anu Menon as well, because, she's done Four More Shots, Please, which is very different from Shakuntala Devi, I think, How was the working experience with her?
Fabulous, to say the very least. I think she's the most collaborative director I've come across. And just a few days ago, I was having a chat with someone about this, and I said maybe because she's been to film school, so she's very open to feedback. She's very open to suggestions. She doesn't have an ego about these things, which is so refreshing. And also, I think um, a woman telling a woman's story is, I think, that much more um, informed and intimate, because there is a certain, our stories have been told by men for, like, I've done all these female centric films with male directors, but finally here's a woman director and she's telling another woman's story through me, and I think that is very interesting, because that insight is something else, because there is empathy, there is a sense of identification and all of that, I guess, and it's a woman director.
Right.
Hi, Latha. This will be the last question. We are sort of out of time. Will you make this your last question?
Yes.
Thank you.
Are you happy, in your career about where you are today?
More than happy. So grateful.
Okay.
I couldn't have ever imagined that this is how it's going to pan out. And I think it's only getting better year on year in terms of content. So I'm very happy.
Okay, super. Thank you so much, Vidya, to speak.
Thank you. Lovely talking to you, Latha.
Thank you, Latha. We'll send you the video soonest.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.